you've all forgotten. None of you give a shit anymore. Can you be that kind of friend to someone? The person who truly represents the word friend? Not an acquaintance, not a contact saved in somebody's phone. Do you have anyone you can honestly call a friend? And do you think the person you name would choose you in return? Friends, to me, this is about as important as something can possibly be. But we've forgotten what real friendship looks like. We've become so focused on ourselves that investing time in friends now feels pointless, especially when it's someone new. It's almost like you're already passively determined not to become friends with them. And what about your old friends? Why don't you talk anymore? I'm sure there are plenty of reasons, and some of them are probably completely valid. People move toward romantic relationships, relatives, and families while their friends are left sitting on a shelf. They assume those friends will always be there, or they stop seeing any purpose in keeping them around. At some point, every one of us could walk straight out of the house and meet a friend whenever we felt like it. But as we get older, why? Why do we cancel, postpone, refuse, or completely forget about our friends and plans with them in 90% of cases? I believe we're still capable of maintaining close relationships in adulthood with the people we once chose to call friends. I want to live by one basic philosophy. I'll do everything I can to make sure my adult responsibilities don't stop me from meeting up with my buddy. Why do so many of us choose some fucking relationship over everyone else? Why do so many people use their partner as a shield while saying, "They're my one and only best friend"? Understand this. Friends are beautiful. Life without them is like life without Coca-Cola. Technically possible, sure, but why the hell would you want that? You don't constantly argue with a friend. You don't have dramatic relationship scandals with them. And yet, for some reason, you still drift apart. This is where, in my opinion, you need to understand who you are in your friendships. Do you show even a little initiative? Have you ever wondered why friendship formed automatically when you were a kid, while now everything feels so complicated? I think it still works exactly the same way. We're the ones who make it complicated. We wait for the other person to reach out while we stay busy with our own lives. So how did it work before? It worked because everyone invested their time, ideas, affection, and initiative into the person who lived in the same neighborhood, went to the same school, or sometimes attended the same college. You could spend time together almost endlessly, whenever you wanted. As you grow older, the picture changes, but not completely. You can still build new friendships and continue strengthening old ones. You simply can't forget that friendship needs continuation. It needs effort from both sides. None of us should remain in a friendship where only one person does all the work. That's basic. That's the foundation. That's the whole damn essence. If you contribute nothing, then get the fuck out. You're not a friend. You're an asshole, an idiot, and a lazy piece of work. Friendship is supposed to take up some of your time. Understand that this is a good thing. Those emotions, that effort, that investment, it can pay you back 1,000 times over. The important thing is to actually follow through instead of abandoning everything halfway, like people usually do. I still don't fully understand what this video is supposed to be. I'm mostly sharing my thoughts. I guess the main point is simple. Friends matter. And if they don't matter to you, then you probably don't have any real friends. It hurts to realize that people in our generation, those of us who are a little over 20, often choose not to build new friendships because it takes too long, might lead nowhere, and feels exhausting. For fuck's sake, are you planning to live your life, or are you going to sit there feeling sorry for yourself while trying to predict every possible version of the future? Maybe a real friend isn't someone who is guaranteed to stay with you forever. Nobody can guarantee that. A real friend is someone you continue choosing today. and someone who chooses you today. Not in your imagination, not in old photos, not through some nostalgic, man, we used to go crazy back then, through actions, through time, through attention, through initiative. So right now, think about the person you call your friend. When was the last time you texted them first? Not sent them a meme, not reacted to their story with a fire emoji. When did you genuinely ask, "How are you? What's actually happening in your life?" If you can't remember, then maybe you're not friends anymore. Maybe you're simply two acquaintances who share some memories. Anyway, that's how this little short video turned out. By the way, I don't have any friends. I want new ones, but I'm doing absolutely nothing about it.